out the magazine. It says title, Urgent Call for Action. The escalating drug crisis within the Texas prison system. In recent years, the Texas Department of Criminal Justice facilities have been grappling with the severe and worsening drug crisis that has resulted in a rising mortality rate among incarcerated individuals. Reports from inside the state prison district the dire situation, underscored by increasing instances of drug overdose and related deaths. This alarming trend demands immediate attention and action from both the government, bodies, and society at large. The gravity of the situation. The TDCJ oversees one of the largest prison systems in the United States, housing tens of thousands of individuals. While prisons are typically perceived as controlled environments, the reality is far more complicated. Despite stringent security measures, a variety of illicit substances, including potent opioid, methamphetamine, and synthetic cannabinoids, find their way inside, often with lethal consequences. Incarcerated individuals who fall prey to the substance abuse face heightened risk, due not only to the substance itself, but also because of the inadequate health resources available within the system. Overcrowding and limited access to health care services and insufficient addiction treatment programs accelerate the crisis, making it a ticking time bomb. Rising death toll. The spike in overdose incidents and related fatality is distressing. Each year, more families are notified of untimely losses that could have been prevented. With timely intervention and better prison management strategies. These statistics are more than just numbers. They represent individuals whose hopes, dreams, and families waiting for their lives to return. The data clearly indicates a systemic failure within TDC to effectively address and mitigate the influx of abuse of the drugs. The lack of comprehensive drug treatment program and preventive measures contribute to significantly to these tragedies. So what we're saying is that, the Crew Podcast, and Let's Talk About It, has placed concerns about these issues in the face and the minds of the state representatives, the Texas senators, the legislators, and everybody. But still, it seems that these people are not doing anything or not doing enough to try to curb these crises. Because a lot of kids in here, yes, they're dying from these drug use, Mr. Legate, and the system is falling apart. And all they care about is money, money, money. That's all they care about. But they're not putting the money where the money needs to be to try to prevent these kids from using drugs or to try to get them the help that they need. So yes, I can understand your concerns, Mr. Legate, about what's going on over in your facility because it's going on over here and everywhere else. Recently we pushed the demands for them to come to the state jail Dominguez unit, and yes, they came. The director, the regional director, PDC officials, the wards, everybody came. Everybody to see what's going on this unit due to the concerns and the complaints being made by the Crew Podcast, Ms. Angela Thomas Smith and Mrs. Shanette Johnson of Let's Talk About It. So these are things that y'all need to do. Y'all need to come together and get with Miss Angela Thomas Smith and Miss Shanette Johnson and have your families to raise their voices. Because if we don't raise our voices, nothing's going to be done, Mr. Legate, and you know that. So this is what we're asking for y'all to do. Get your families over to contact Mrs. Smith and Mrs. Johnson, and let's see what we can do, okay?
Okay, so
I hear you.
let me jump in real quick. I had to get silenced when you was talking about the officer that beat the man over the head with his radio and went outside and he bragged about it the next day to fellow officers and stuff. How do you know how that person is doing, Mr. Legate? Do you know if he's okay or?
Well, the only thing I heard is that he wound up getting sent to a hospital. We'll get some stitches done on his head. I really haven't heard from him or heard about him or anything like that. It's like a hush hush deal. And the officer wasn't actually bragging to his coworkers. He was actually bragging to another offender. And that was what was surprising to me. And Cornell, you're right. The public needs to actually get involved and try to find out why is this going on. Because I had a proposal that I was going to draft up, and the proposal was to keep every offender, even officers, from carrying papers. The only thing you can actually carry would be your ID. Officers coming in, they can't bring no paper or nothing. In other words, they will supply everything here. But a lot of people are telling me, man, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. And I'm like, why? I mean, why should we not be able to give something that